Hi everyone, welcome to another edition of Addington News, brought to you out of the Brecon Winning Owners Bar. And Darren, the racing continues. We've got an afternoon start, 2:13 here on Friday, but we need to go back and have a look at last Thursday for once in our lives. We actually came up with a few winners in a row.
Yeah, look, there was a number of winners tipped out, I think 7 of them.
7 out of 8, yep.
Yeah, 7 out of 8. And the one that we really honed in on, of course, was Sweet Belle after her performance. And we wanted to just talk about this. So this is the cheat sheet, if you like, the crunch down version of Stride Masters data into the Ultimate Racebook for the pacers and the trotters. It's on the urb.co.nz under their blog. Goes out with all of our information. And that's where, of course, we found Sweet Belle, who had run home really quickly. So just looking at this week's results from last week, ones to begin quickly as paces and then the last times home. So Smoke and Annie has a bit of a flashing light here.
Yep.
55.05, she's only run 7th, but she's got home really quickly.
Yeah, as did Amy for Glory. So there are two horses definitely you want to follow for Friday afternoon.
Yeah, and then the trotters, of course, we've talked about Roy de Muscle plenty of times, but he's very quick to begin normally. Out of My Way was good, just knocked up the last wee bit. Miss Alyssa, as we've been saying, almost against her normal pattern of free running, she stormed home. And Time Up the Hill, Harold Smith, Time Up the Hill in particular, missing this week from the race. She won the About Now, but she'll probably be there for the Heather Williams race in a couple of weeks.
It's shaping up as a really good race, isn't
Paramount Empress to add to that list too. So it's a really good field of mares. But as we say, have a look at it. It's
going to help you. It's there to help.
Look, it's there to help. I know Matt Cross swears by it. He uses it for all of his form as well. It's just a tool that you're not having to sit there and try and clock them yourself, and you can see something that perhaps has gone better than to the eye it may have looked. Yeah, I mean, as I say, Smoke and Annie's only 7th, but she does possess a really good sprint. So, yeah, worth having a look at.
All right, Friday afternoon's meeting, you got some members' draws?
We've got members' draws this Friday, so we do those the last race meeting of the month. This one just happens to be a day meeting, but there's an awful lot of members' draws up there. We do it as a bit of a envelope picking competition, so there's a couple of minor prizes, which are always a bit of fun if someone draws those first, and the bigger ones are left. But yeah, that's one of the bonuses of being a member, apart from your free drink and things on the night. There's always some draws each month. And
we're coming up to Owners Night, which is filling up really fast. We're talking about the 5th of May, plenty of bookings in there, heaps of giveaways. It's an expo, so there'll be a whole lot of information. If you're an owner, that's cool. If you're not, you might want to become one.
Well, if you're not an owner and you're coming on the night, you're still in a whole lot of draws, including a whole number of prizes. The major prize on the night is going to be a week's accommodation in Malula Bar at the Peninsula Resort. But gee, there's a lot of other prizes and a few other surprises on the night too. So I think we're sitting at about 180 already. We know people are a little bit slow just making a booking. There's no cost for that booking. It's just to reserve a table so that we've guaranteed you a seat in the room. Don't want to get to a situation we've got a pile of people standing outside and we can't let them in. So yeah, pretty positive. Just email emma.williams@addington.co.nz or just ring the Raceway and we'll sort you out.
All right, there's plenty happening in the catering side of things too. We'll touch on this now before we get on to the Wagyu beef pie, which you love talking about. But Mother's Day is almost upon us, people. If you haven't made a booking, here's an opportunity for you.
Yeah, so this is going to be a good one too in Spectators. Glass of bubbles on arrival. There's a wee gift. When I say wee gift, it's worth about $80, I think.
Yeah.
For mums that come as well. Plus there'll be some other prize draws during the day. I think we're starting about 9 o'clock, but it's a brunch type thing. Menus, a set menu here, so you choose from variety of menus, a variety of breakfast options.
Something for everyone there.
Something for everyone. The Cobb salad down the bottom. The health kick, I don't know if that's me, but there's something for everyone there, and that's something to get involved in. One of the other things that's coming up too, Greg, the premiere night, which is only 3 meetings away, the 12th of May, we've opened up trackside dining, had quite a lot of demand for that. I think we've got about 70 already. So that's the
night of the Country Cup's final. It's the night of the Sire Stakes final for the 3-year-olds.
Yeah,
so we should be
seeing
Merlin and Don't Stop Dreaming go head-to-head again. So, gee, it'll be a good night.
Yeah, $59 or $99, including your drinks. Online, addington.co.nz to make those bookings now.
All right, so we've got the Wagyu beef pie, which you love talking about. And
do love talking about.
We like eating them too. It's probably not ideal going into winter. But yeah, that's just about to end, but we have another special next month.
Yes, it's the last week, if you like, that the April special, the Wagyu beef cheek pie, in association with Westmeats and Panhead. Westmeat's selling those in store now as well. They were that popular. They've taken a few and they're selling them in store, and they're going off the shelves pretty quickly. So that's the last week of that. So you can get involved in that and keep an eye out for the next special coming up.
Yep. So next week's the Premier Prelude. The following week's the Premier. The 19th of May is also a very good program too. So there's a lot to look forward to, isn't there?
Yeah, and the stakes, we're keeping them really high. Like this Friday, we've got a couple of races at 13.5, two at 14. The rest of them are higher.
Yeah.
In the next 2 weeks, they will get higher.
Yep.
So trying to look after everyone as much as we can, often talking about $15,000 maidens, which is what we've been trying to do, and trying to get some money in the owners' pockets, which is what we're all about.
Yep, absolutely it is. All right, we're not far away from doing the full meeting preview, so if you want to stick around for that, off the back of last week, why wouldn't you? Steph's Boy Race 5, I reckon will be winning, and Magic 4, that might be the multi of the night. So stick around for that, and we'll also have a look at last year's winner of an uncut gem.
All right, full meeting preview for this Friday. Of course, remember we get underway 2:13 with the feature meeting being at Auckland, so we're starting a wee bit earlier. But 10 race program. Race 1, as it quite often is, IRT, Your Horse, Our Passion Pace, a 2,000 metre maiden stand, Greg.
Yeah, probably keen on Bodine Quick Step for that very last reason that you mentioned there. Pretty good standing start exponent. Expect the horse drawn out wide, as you often find from the standing start point of view. They tend to begin quickly and get a chance to roll back down to the markers. So overdue a winning turn. I know it's a 20-start maiden, but it's in the right race and against the right opposition, rather. I think it'll be pretty hard to beat. Gave a good chance to rebound. Katie Cox, a pretty talented horse lady, as we know. Last start second at Geraldine, had plenty of merit. Has come to Addington Raceway and hasn't had all favours in the past, but it can get a placing here this time. Uptown Funk's fresh up for Trent Yersberg. Expect it to go a pretty good race. Has been good at the trials. So, yeah, it's another one that can definitely win a maiden. And Ideal Chevron, Kim Butt, Phil Anderson combine. The son of American Ideal has been pretty good lately. If you actually go back 2 starts, a really strong performance here at Addington Raceway. That was in behind Franco Sinatra, who'll take some beating later on in the program. So 8, 6, 2 and 7 in the first.
Race number 2 is the first leg of the early quaddie, Air Park Canterbury Handicap Trot, 2,600, 247.
In form, isn't she? Streaming live. She's shown plenty of talent in her career. It took a wee while to get to the races, but doing a great job for Petra Luzamanova. I think that's how you say it. Something like that. It's pretty close anyway, Darren. She won't care if it wins, and it'll be pretty hard to beat in this off the back of that second on Sunday behind the flying Cody Banner, who was so good here at Addington last Thursday. So give Streaming Live a big, big chance in the race. TK Megastar, Robbie Holmes' team, going well, aren't they? Having a bit of luck, and I reckon it'll be very competitive in this. Solid daughter of Royal Aspiration she is. Gave Maui a chance. Good effort on Monday at Ashburton, went third. That was in behind Unico Vacanza. And I'm not sure which race it's so easy will go round. And if it goes round in this, obviously, Darren, it'll take some beating, I would say. If it's not there, you probably want to consider Jimmy Carter. But, yeah, I thought Streaming Live, one of the better bets on the program.
Race number 3, TK Plastering Mobile Pace, a 1,980 at 326.
Yeah, Tyson Keats gets in behind this club and has a sign right by the 1980 3,200 metre start, whichever way you want to look, it's there. And I reckon Watermelon Sugar can win this race. Son of Sweet Lou, trained by the Delgettis. Yes, it has a wide front row draw, but it was good at the trials and behind Major Memphis recently, so wouldn't need to lift much off that in a field a bit void of form. I reckon it'll be hard to beat. Mossdale Terry does have the form to win the race. Second last time behind OK Boomer. They went an excellent time. OK Boomer beat him comfortably. What did he win by? About 4.5 lengths. Then he beat the others by about the same. So that's a good form line for this. So give Mossdale Terry a good chance. King Arthur will get off the machine quickly and is racing really well for Joseph Gray. And a phone tap with the Jessica Young Grant team now. And from a handy draw, she wouldn't be without a chance. But Watermelon Sugar should have the measure of most of these.
Race number 4, Matt Harrison Construction Pace, another maiden, 2,000 metres, 3:54.
Yeah, nice work by you and Brian Rabbit to make it challenging for the punters, these 2,000-metre stands. I'm going with Colin and Julie DeFilippi again. Chocoloo is another one that probably should have won a maiden by now. It is only its 10th start, though, and it's been 4 times second, and the second last time behind He's a Jackalack was at Geraldine last Friday. So building nicely, 6, 4, 2. I can see the next number being a 1. Happy to be on Choco Lou in race number 4. So good each way chance, but a really good winning chance. Sweet Spirit from the inside, not so keen on that draw from a stand. Racing well, Regan Todd, of course, got himself another Southland Oaks there on Sunday, so continues to do a really good job as a trainer. Yeah, so the 1 is a bit of a problem, but she is capable, so if she can get away on an even keel, she'll be in this. Amaretto Franco for Stephen McRae. As soon as you hear that name, first starter, yes, the light goes on, no question about that at all, and has been a trial winner. So just check the market there. Got home in 57.27.8 last time, and it was a pretty good trial, that, Darren, because there's a couple of winners come out of that. He's a Jackalack was one of those. And Precious Bell, I think, was in that trial too, and it won on Monday. So, yeah, good form lines in and around it. And the other one I gave a chance to was the Baron runner in Arnold Lane, who was third at Geraldine too, and actually went a pretty good race. Sorry, it's a John Howe trained runner. Robbie Close doing the driving, son of Vincent. I thought that was a pretty decent sort of performance first up. Good race, but I think Chocoloo might have the advantage from the draw.
Race number 5 is the last leg of the early quaddie, the Bog Mobile Pace 1980 at 4:22.
I just feel here, Darren, that Steph's boy's throwing in. It's racing much better fields. It's actually accumulated over $60,000 now, Steph's boys. So doing a great job for the group of owners, headed up by Anton Aitchison, who you'll always see down with the Paul and Graham Court team. Graham these days, of course, on his own. And from that barrier draw, I reckon it'll just go straight to the front. If it goes straight to the front, it'll nearly win this. So it's one of the best bets of the day. Others with a chance, probably gave Daredevil a chance, even though he's let us down a couple of times. We know the motor's there for Mark and Nathan Purden. Raka Sharp has handily drawn this mare, and okay in the 2 runs so far, Darren. I wouldn't say it set the world on fire, but it's not without a chance. And Get Back so consistent, you can never leave her out. But yeah, I'm with Steph's boy. Great bet, race 5, number 3.
He's been going good and he's drawn good, Greg, isn't he? Race number 6 is the Paul Remick Kitchen and Joinery Handicap Trot 2600, and this one's at 4:47.
Yeah, well, there's a class horse in this and hot to trot, and we know he's good enough to place in the Derby and up north, and he's trained by Mark Jones, whose team just continued to race really well. So it'll be hard to beat, but it'll be slightly susceptible. It's never won from a stand before, so I'm happy to bet around it and go with Harold Smith, who was so good first up. Massive performance behind Mystic Max, who's now in Auckland and will go some good races up there. I'll guarantee you that, especially in the Derby. I think Harold Smith can win it. I just forgive it that last start when it galloped away. Was never at it after that. So, yep, I think Harold Smith can bounce back here. The Bloss off the front, you just know what you're going to get, Darren. She'll be in front. She'll probably take a trail. She'll definitely run in the top 4, and she can probably win it, to be fair. Hot to trot because of his class. Just needs to get it right at the start. And Royden Muscle, who is in a much better place than, once it got back off 20 metres, it was getting pretty hard for it. 10 metres, not too bad in this sort of field. 5 to beat 1, 7 and 6.
Race number 7 is the feature of the night, or the twilight, I should say. The Tyre General About Now Fillies and Mares Handicap Trot 2600, 5:23. Tyre General on board for this, as well as a number of sponsorships at the Raceway. Great to have them involved. And of course, this race proves to be the prelude, if you like, for these fillies and mares leading up to the Heather Williams Memorial, which is a group race in a couple of weeks. So a really pleasing group of horses here, and a number of them, Greg, that have won in excess of 100,000 just going around.
Yeah, I Dream of Jeannie's one of those. She's actually honing in on 150,000. Peregrine's up to 90,000. You talk about Sue Princess over 200,000. So, these mares, Miss Alyssa, nearly 140,000. They're getting their chance, aren't they? They're getting their chance to earn some good money for their connections, and a number of them are in form, Darren. So this week's race, and big thank you to the Newman family. They're heavily involved in the game with the likes of Highgrove and a few other very good horses they've got at the moment. But it's terrific to have them in behind this race. And About Now was a super mare back in the 80s, I'm pretty sure it was, early 80s. So, it's good to have that name associated with this race. I reckon the back markers, I'm not going to say they have a mortgage on it, but they're the two best in the race, and they're off the 40 metres for a reason. My Dream of Jeannie was excellent, beating Sue Princess last time, and Peregrine, race is super at Addington. Really, really goes well here. I know she's only won one race, but she's gone some cracking times and two starts back behind Mystic Match. It was a huge performance, and then was very brave there at Invercargill on Sunday. So 8, 9, 9, 8, flip them up and down, drop them. Can Miss Alyssa win 3 in a row? I couldn't remember her winning 2 in a row, but she did that last time, and she did it upside down for her, Darren. So you can't count her out, and she's a mare in form. We know what that normally means. And speaking of in form, Bella Button's been going okay since it's been at the Mark Jones barn, hasn't it? Just absolutely low flying, gets into this race beautifully again. It's another step up. There's no doubt about that, but just keeps on taking those steps. So this is a really good prelude to the Heather Williams Memorial, and I think it'll be a good contest, this, and it'll probably determine who's favourite for that race in a fortnight.
Race number 8 is the Woodland Stud. This is the first of the autumn Mares Sprints, a 1985-48. And of course, Woodland's supporting fillies and mares racing, particularly here at the Raceway. And this is another even field of these mares, Greg, that, whichever one's in the right position generally wins.
Yep, and I think the ones that'll be in the right position here will be Kikarangi Blue and Sweet Belle, because they'll both get off the gate. They should lead and trail. Dancing Desire might have a little bit to say about that. And then you're out wider with the Tony Barron pair of Glory's Delight and Life's a Beach. Both, really talented in their own right. We know Life's a Beach is a Group 2 winner and winner of over 150,000. But I just thought Sweet Belle and Kikarangi Blue would land 1-2, maybe Dance Till Dawn 3 the fence. And markers. In these types of races, it's very hard to come around them. And therefore, I went for Kikarangi Blue on top, not with any huge conviction, but just over Sweet Belle. Then definite chances to Dancing Desire, and then it's a flip-up, toss-up between Glory's Delight and Life's a Beach. But a really good contest, race number 8. But for me, I'll go with Kikarangi Blue.
Race number 9 is the Rico Mobile Pace, 1980 at 6:18.
Yeah, Franco Sinatra has done nothing wrong in 2 starts to date. I'm not too sure if he's top-notch, but his first up win was good. Then he went to Methven and he got beaten by Bluto, who's very smart. So there's no disgrace in that, and I reckon he'll be hard to beat from that handy barrier draw. Should take up a forward slot, and if he's in front or thereabouts, then he'll be the one to beat. Aiming for Glory was excellent here behind Sweet Belle. Like, she dominated from the top end, home in 56.2, and Aiming for Glory charged home. So there was a fair bit of merit in that run, and therefore it's got to be hard to beat in this. Eastwood Ideal continues to race well. The draw doesn't do it any favours, but it'll be finding the line. And Old Time Rock and Roll has been racing really well for Barry Ward, and comes out of that Bluto race last time. So maybe if it can get to the markers, it's a top 4 chance. But yeah, good race number 9, but I'll go for Franco Sinatra.
As we talked about earlier in the preview, Greg, Smoke and Annie, of course, was one of those ones that was highlighted on the Ultimate Racebook. Difficult race for her, but one that you could perhaps have $1 on for odds. Race number 10 is the First Direct Taxis Mobile Pace, 1980, 6:53.
Yeah, made Magic 4 the best bet on the box seat this week, because he's just in the right race, Darren. A 54-60 for a horse that's been good enough to win over 150,000 and go with the better 3-year-olds of his year. I know he's drawn wide out, but he'll take some beating in this. I made him the best bet of the week, and therefore he's just about the best bet of the night. Well, he has to be, if that's the case, doesn't he? So, yeah, we'll have him on top to beat Jack Tarr, who continues to race well. Ricky May doing the driving for the Hope team. Star Casino, who upset them 3 starts back, and if they go hard, follows speed very good. So, yep, I'd give it some sort of chance. And yeah, it's a real toss-up after that. Maybe Arizona Wildcat. I think it deserves to be in the top 4 and continues to do a good job for Dean Halliday. So, yeah, good chance in the last Arizona Wildcat, but Magic 4 the best for me.
Well, it's going to be another good night. It's an interesting program, starting a little bit earlier and finishing a little bit earlier, but obviously rolling into the feature meeting at Auckland with those open class paces and trotters going around again. It's going to be exciting. We're going to leave you with a video, if you like, previewing next week's meeting, which includes the Uncut Gems, Greg, and on this occasion last year, the Entires and Geldings Uncut Gems, the Southlanders took the money. Tommy Waterhouse on this occasion, Greg, too good for anything goes.
Yeah, it's good form line, isn't it? And he's on his way back to defend his title, so we look forward to seeing him next week.
Anything goes off his back, then Dance Time. Got you covered in Heisenberg. Tommy Waterhouse, 150 to go, lifting. He's getting away from Anything Goes. Running on, then Got You Covered from Heisenberg, but it's Tommy Waterhouse. Anything Goes is a length away. Tommy Waterhouse. Tommy Waterhouse, what a win. Beats Anything Goes. Third across, Got You Covered, and then came Heisenberg. Serge Blanco, Warlock, Samstown, Idealism, Henry Hubert, Dance Time, and Sugar Me.